Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego, and today we're going to continue to talk about Breakfast at Tiffany's. That's right, Breakfast at Tiffany's, that piece of crap chick flick from 1961 that you all love so well. It's an older movie, but god damn it, you guys are committed to this movie. I have no idea why. I don't think it was that great. It sends a horrible message even back then. Okay, it has nothing, almost nothing relatable to it from the book. The book was almost a completely different story than what we get in the movie. The book was about a gay guy who meets this socialite, fucking gold digger girl who's young. She's still a teenager. She's 18. Okay, and she dates guys for their money because they buy her things and they pay for her shit. And and it doesn't end well. Okay, this movie was about a straight guy who, a male gigolo no less, who falls in love with a prostitute. And they live happily ever after. What the fuck is this? Ripley don't believe this shit. Why the fuck would you want to believe it? But apparently a lot of y'all do because this movie was very popular. And it continues to be popular to this day. It's like one of Audrey Hepburn's signature movies. It's the first one you think about when you think about Audrey Hepburn. This is the movie you think about. You think about that black dress with 15 fucking pearl necklaces and that fucking diamond on her fucking head, the sunglasses, the cigarettes, the cigarette lighter, all that shit, the white scarf, the fucking satellite dish that she wears on her fucking head to pick up a cable reception. I mean, it's fucking insane. Okay, it's crazy. Okay, it's fucking Sex and the City. It's a prequel to Sex and the City, honestly. And I've reviewed every episode of Sex and the City. It's on this channel. Okay, I don't understand why women love it so much. Okay, other than like maybe the fashion, I can understand that maybe because women are totally into fashion. I can understand why the gay guys love this movie. Obviously, it's written by a gay guy. Okay, Truman Capote no less. Okay, but there's just nothing in it for a straight guy. Okay, so what I'm going to give you here is I'm going to give you a straight man's point of view. That's a point of view you never got when you watched this movie before. Okay, you probably only watched this movie with your husbands or your boyfriends, ladies, if you made them watch it with you. Okay, let's face it. Okay, that's how I watched it. Okay, I was like in my 30s before I saw this fucking movie, and the only reason I really agreed to watch it is because as girls that I was dating kept telling me about it. So I said, fine, I'll watch it. I think I rented it or some shit and I watched it. Okay. Even back then, I thought some of it was pretty good. I don't think it was a horrible movie. I really don't. I mean, I'm going to rag on this movie a lot because ultimately it's a piece of shit. Okay, but I've seen worse movies. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. Okay, it's just so completely unbelievable. It takes place in Lollipop Land, even though it's supposed to take place in New York in 1961. It's just completely, the characters are underwritten. They're not very relatable. There's only two good things in this movie. Okay, one of them is Audrey Hepburn. Okay, she's definitely the best actress in this movie. It's her and the cat are the best actors in this movie. Okay, and the song, Moon River by Henry Mancini. He won an Academy Award for it in 1962 for this movie. Okay, and he is on the record for saying that Audrey Hepburn sang his song the best out of all the people that ever sang that song, and a lot of people have recorded that song. Okay, but it's just the message in there is just fucking lost somehow. I don't really understand what they were trying to go for. True love, a prostitute with a heart of gold falls in love with a prostitute with a heart of gold. What the fuck are we talking about here? This is fucking stupid. But apparently you girls like it a lot, so I'm gonna give it a shot here. I'm gonna review it. I have seen it before, okay, and I watched it again. I also read the book to do this review, okay, so I know what I'm talking about here, okay? Hopefully we can learn something here together. Okay, I am Diego, and I'm going to give you a straight man's point of view. Okay, I do not censor myself, so if you're easily offended, get the fuck out of here right now. I will not censor myself, okay? I'm going to tell you the honest God truth, the way I would talk to a normal guy about this fucking movie, okay? I'm going to give you the straight man's point of view. I'm going to give it to you straight up, baby, with no lube. No lube. The real question is, can you handle it? Can you handle the truth? I don't think you can. I don't. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so where we left off last time, okay, Holly and Paul, that's the love interest here, played by George Lepard from the A-Team. Yeah, Hannibal Smith from the A-Team. Yeah, he's a love interest. Go figure. Okay, in the book, it was some fucking short, dumpy gay guy with glasses, right? Just like Truman Capote. He put himself in the fucking book. But in this movie, it's George Lepard. It's fucking Hannibal Smith from the A-Team. All right, minus the cigar, but he does smoke a lot of cigarettes in this movie. Okay, so he's the love interest there. He's a fucking gigolo. He's got one client. Okay, he's got a sugar mama. Okay, I forgot her name. They don't really say her name. They call her 2E because that's the name of the apartment. He lives on the second floor, apartment E on the second floor. So he calls his patron 2E. And throughout this entire fucking movie, I'm not kidding. She has no real name. Her name is 2E. Okay, and his name is Paul Varjak, all right? So when we left off last time is Holly got drunk. Okay, she was upset because she told Jeb Clampett, her husband, Buddy Ebsen from the Beverly Hillbillies. Yeah, she told Jeb Clampett to fuck off. He came back to New York to get her and bring her back home to Tulip, Texas, where she's from. And she said, fuck you, I'm gonna stay here. I like getting fucking filled out. I like rich guys spending money on me. I like fucking, I like drinking, I like smoking. You can't offer me none of that shit over there. So I'm gonna stay here, okay? And by the way, don't fucking call me Alula Mae Barnes anymore. That's not who I am anymore. I'm Holly Golightly now. Okay, see what I mean? Okay, so he goes back all brokenhearted with his dick in his hand. And Paul decides to make her feel better. Tiffany's is not open yet. It's still too early in the morning, so they decide to go to a fucking titty bar? What? They go to a titty bar. Or maybe it was at night. Who gives a shit? He takes her to a titty bar. Okay, so she watches some fucking melons up there. We don't see it, but she sees it. And then she talks about how like she's better than the strippers that are up there because if she was a strip, she would have even more money than them because she's gonna stay with Sally Tomato. That's the fucking the mafia boss that she visits in prison every fucking week. She gets $100 a week just to go see him in prison and pass along the weather report. Okay, yeah, we all know what that means, but she's too stupid to realize it. So anyway, she gets shit-faced drunk, and then Paul has to take her home. And while he's carrying her up the stairs and shit and getting yelled at by Mr. Yonishi for waking him up again, all right, she talks about how she's decided she's done fucking around, she's done playing the field. She's gonna fucking marry a guy and settle down, marry a rich guy and settle down. She's already decided who it is. It's gonna be Rusty Twaller. That's the fucking the short midget version of Drew Carey that we saw earlier at the party. He was at the party not saying a goddamn thing. He has no lines in this whole fucking movie. Just like, with his fucking Drew Carey at BC glasses. Okay, he's there. Okay, and she's trying to fuck him. She actually left with him at the party before her apartment got raided. We don't know what happened. We don't know if they fucked or not, whatever. But she's decided that this guy is the 9th richest man in America under 50. Yeah, she keeps up on these things. Okay, so she decided right then and there while she's being carried up the stairs and George Papar almost fucking smashes her head against the fucking door frame that she is going to marry this guy and live on Easy Street for the rest of her fucking life. Well, this upsets George Papar because he's so fucking in love with her. Has been since he first met her. Okay, he will fucking literally eat her fucking shit if she told him to. He will do anything that she says. He's not even trying to resist her. He's not even trying to tell her no about anything. Okay, he's completely fucking in love with her. So despite the fact that she always talks about other guys, despite the fact that he knows that she's a prostitute just like him, despite the fact that she uses men for money and he has no fucking money. The only money he has is what his fucking sugar mama pays him. Okay. And he can't very well tell her, hey, listen, can you give me a $500 so I can buy this girl I'm in love with a ring? No, she can't. He can't do that. Okay, so he already feels insecure and inadequate because she only looks at rich guys. She doesn't look at him. Okay, and that pisses him off because he's in love with her. I love you, did you know? He's totally fucking in the friend zone, and he's too fucking stupid to realize it. He thinks he actually has a shot with her. Why the fuck is he in love with her? I have no fucking idea. She's got the body of a fucking 13-year-old boy. He was gay, I could see it, okay? And I know you women love Audrey Hepburn. I get it. I get it. She's your fucking icon. I fucking get it, but she's not fucking sexy. And this is a straight man telling you, ladies, yeah, someone's got to tell you the truth here, okay? Because you're not exactly telling each other the truth. Okay? Okay? Every time I heard a girl talk about Audrey Hepburn, they always talk about how beautiful she is. Oh my God, she's so lovely. She's perfect. Get the fuck out of here. Okay? She's skinny. She got no fucking ass. She got no legs. She got no tits. She's got a decent face, so I will give her pretty. But come on. Come on. I would not go fucking fight Troy over her. Okay? I wouldn't go to war with Troy over her. Okay? I wouldn't. Not at all. Okay? Yeah, she's got fashion sense and she's quirky, okay, and she's got a personality, which does go a long way, but she's just not, I'm not sexually attracted to her. She would have to win me over, okay? I'm not sexually attracted to her, and she's supposed to be a fucking prostitute. What the fuck is there to prostitute here? My God, and he's a fucking prostitute. He's a fucking male model looking motherfucker, and he's sweating Holly Golightly? He's crying? His heart is broken over her? Oh an alcoholic fucking chain smoking fucking prostitute who doesn't have any fucking furniture. She's got no fucking money despite the fact that she uses men. She gets drunk all the fucking time and she spreads her legs for anyone who's got more than $500 in his fucking bank account. What the fuck, man? This is the woman you're in love with? Are you out of your fucking mind? She's been getting laid since she was 12 fucking years old, before she was even 12 years old. She got married at 12. What the fuck? And he's in love with her. Of course he is. Of course. You know why? Because there's only one woman in the world. If you ever watch a chick flick, you won't know that. Okay? There's only one woman in the whole world. Only one. And then you have to do whatever you have to do to win her heart. Okay? Because there's only one woman in the whole fucking world. There's lots of guys. There's only one woman in the whole fucking world. Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. This guy's supposed to be a fucking gigolo. He's supposed to know better than this. He's supposed to fucking know better than this. But he's all fucking in love with her like a fucking incel, like a simp incel. Like the short, nerdy guy who can't get fucking laid, he's got no game, looks like shit, doesn't fucking take care of himself, broke. He's acting like a guy like that. Yes, a guy like that, if Holly looked at him and bashed her eyebrows at him, he would probably fucking fall in love with her and offer her the whole fucking world if he had it. Okay, but this guy is a fucking Ken doll. Okay, who's got a sugar mama that pays for his luxurious apartment, his expensive bed sheets, his fucking expensive wardrobe. He wears designer clothes, for Christ's sake. Okay? He's got fucking a curtain made out of beads. He's got a golden fucking statue in his fucking bedroom that she paid for all of it. And he's sweating Holly Golightly. Come on, Ripley don't believe this shit, and you shouldn't either, okay? Okay, so moving right along, they got into a fight. He got upset with her while she was drunk. Okay, yeah, and she's I don't tolerate disapproving gentlemen. She wants to get drunk. He doesn't want to give her any more liquor. She's had enough, so she offers to pay him for it because he's disapproving. He's a disapproving gentleman. I don't take free drinks from disapproving gentlemen. Here, take this $1. You're used to accepting money from women. Well, that does piss him off. He only gets pissed off whenever she reminds him that he's a fucking man whore. Whenever she reminds him that he gets paid by the inch, then he gets upset. He takes offense to that. He takes that personal. And then he gets mad at her. That's the only time he ever gets mad at her, when she points that out to him, okay? So that pisses him off, so he's going to fucking retort now. And he tells her, hey, you shouldn't have to work this hard. You know, you should be careful how you spend your money. Rusty Trawler is a really hard way to earn it. You know, which basically telling her that you're a fucking whore too, okay? So don't fucking call me out. That's the pot calling the kettle black, okay? And then, of course, she's all like, it takes 4 seconds to go from here to that front door. I'll give you 2. He's just like, because he can't emote. He's just like that. He can't fucking act, okay? She's just like, once he leaves, she's like, yeah, so that fucking happens. Okay, well, the next thing we have here, okay, is Paul is whistling fucking Moon River. He's going up the stairs. He checked his mail, okay, and he opened up an envelope, and in there is a check for $50. Like, he got paid for a fucking story. So he actually got some money now for his writing, not for his deep dicking, for his writing, and he's not used to that. He used to get money for his deep dicking, but that's like a cash basis, you know, not a check made out in his name, okay? So anyway, so he wants to brag to Holly about it, and he also wants to fucking apologize for calling her a whore last night. He's not expecting her to apologize for calling him a whore, because that's not allowed in these movies, okay? But he does have to apologize for calling her a whore, because even if she is one, which she is, you can't say that to her in a movie, because that kind of like defeats the whole romance in the movie, you know? That would make the movie too realistic, and we can't have that, not in this fucking chick flick. So anyway, he's knocking on the door. She's got her fucking earplugs in like she always does. She didn't hear him, but he notices a newspaper on the floor, so he's gonna give her the newspaper. The newspaper says a Rusty Trawler, the guy that she's trying to fucking gold dig her way into, already got married. He got married yesterday. He married some fucking slut. We don't know who it is. I don't recognize the girl in the picture, but I guess this is his 4th marriage now. Okay, now in the book, he actually married Mags Wildwood. Mags Wildwood was another version of fucking Holly Golightly. She was actually been doing it a little bit longer. Holly and her were actually roommates, and they were lovers for a while. Yeah, you can't put that in the movie though, okay? But she's this drunk lush, past her prime now, gold digger bitch, you know, drunk. She passed out in this movie. She got drunk at a party, told Holly to go fuck herself, and chewed out Rusty Trawler at the party. Then she fucking drank some fucking champagne and passed out, okay? That's all we see. We see a little bit more of her in the book, okay? She's from Wildwood, Arkansas, where the fuck redneck hick town, hillbilly town she's from. Anyway, she's the one, in the book, she's the one that married Rusty Trawler, okay? And of course, he tries to break this news to Holly when she opens the door in her fucking pajamas, or her fucking nightie, no clothes on underneath, so she has to cover herself up. She invites him in, because that's what she does when she's half naked, to her platonic male friends. She invites them in, and he comes in there. He shows her the newspaper. She already knows he got married. She's all pissed off about it. Okay, she calls the woman that he married the Queen of the Pigs. And then she starts talking shit about him. She's like, hey, you know what? I found out some stuff about Rusty Trawler. Do you know he's not rich at all? He owes the IRS $700,000. His family's rich, but him personally, he owes the IRS $700,000. Can you imagine owing anybody $700,000? I wouldn't marry him. No, not like that, But I would marry you, Fred. She calls Paul Fred because that's her brother's name. And because he's so fucking smitten and in love with Holly, she, like I said earlier, she can do whatever the fuck she wants to him. He will fucking take it, okay? If she were to shit on his fucking chest, he would ask her to do it again. That's how in love he is with this fucking prostitute. Because that's what she is. Come on. He'll eat out her asshole for free. And so whenever she does anything, because she manipulates him throughout the whole fucking movie, she acts like please, somebody needs to save me. I've been abused. Nobody ever loves me. And he's like, I love you, Captain Save-A-Ho. I love you. I'll take care of you. I will. And then she's like, I don't like snoops. You know, and he's like, but, oh my God, I'm going to lose her. And then she fucking writes him a little note and invite him to a party. He's like, oh my God, she wrote me a note. Oh, I'm so happy now. She does like me, she does. I can't wait to see her. He shows up at the party, nothing but other guys there. And the first thing she does when she sees him, she starts talking about other guys that she wants to fuck. Oh, that guy's so rich, I want to fuck him so bad. Oh my God, he's the 5th richest man, 9th richest man in America. And he's just like, I thought you just wanted to be with me. Now I gotta go upstairs and jack off. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot I'm a fucking gigolo and I don't give a fuck. I'll just fuck another girl here at the party that's better looking than you. No, that can't happen. Because that would destroy the romance. There's not a rom-com if that happens. It's not a rom-com if that happens. So no, he's gonna be, oh, Holly, please, love me, I love you. Yeah, gigolo falls in love. Okay, anyway, yeah, so we're expected to believe that. Anyway, they start talking about it. She's upset that Rusty married her friend Mags Wildwood, the fucking lush, and now she's pissed off. But she does tell Fred, she's at Paul, she tells Fred, she's like, would you, he goes, I would marry you in a minute, darling Fred. You know, I would marry you in a minute. What about you? Would you marry me? And he's like, in a minute. He said it that fast, in a minute. He's so fucking, it's pathetic. It really is. He's supposed to be like this stud. I mean, and I wouldn't mind if he was like an average guy who, let's say he worked at a post office or some shit, you know, just an average guy. I could see him falling in love with Holly. She would be exotic. She would know more things about class, about culture than he does. She would be able to open up this whole new world to him that he didn't know anything about. Okay, but that's not who he is. He's this super good looking fucking male gigolo. For Christ's sake, he just came home from fucking Rome. From Rome. Okay, this guy is cosmopolitan. He's been around. He fucks rich women for money. He's not some fucking kid who's never fucking seen a naked girl before, and the first girl that fucking looked at him, he fell in love. He's not like that at all, but he's acting that way. He's acting that way in this movie. This is bullshit. This is fucking bullshit. Oh my God. Anyway. So, she says, well, he tells her that he got a $50 check today. He actually got paid for a story that he wrote. Oh my God. So she's like, let's celebrate some champagne in the fridge. And he's like, okay. So she goes to get dressed and he opens the bottle. He's like, I've never had champagne this early in the morning. I've had it with breakfast before, but I've never had it before breakfast. And she's like, that's a great idea, Fred, darling. Let's go out today, just you and me. We'll go out and we'll do things that we've never done before. Ah. So, of course, because he's in love with eating her human shit, he agrees to it. He agrees to it. Okay, so they go out. So there they are walking down the street. He's got a suit on with his coat around his arm, and she's dressed like fucking Secret Squirrel, okay, from Hanna-Barbera. Yeah, there was a cartoon called Secret Squirrel. The trench coat, the fucking hat, the big fucking black sunglasses. She looks just like fucking, she even got her fucking hands firmly tucked in her fucking pocket of her fucking orangey red coat and her fucking brown fur hat with a big fucking sun. She looks like fucking Secret Squirrel. I'm going to call it like I see it. So they're walking around there in the morning. She says, I've never been down Fifth Avenue in the morning before. I mean, I have like at 6 a.m., but that to me, that's still nighttime. You know, yeah, go figure that logic. So for her, this is a first. She's never done this before. Okay, so they decide to start walking around together in New York, all right? Blah, blah, blah. So that's going on here. Okay, oh yeah, before they do that, she does thank, when she says, would you marry me? And he says, in a minute, you know, then she says, well, it's a good thing neither one of us is rich. Which just feeds more fuel. It's like fucking verbal Viagra for him. Now he's even falling even more in love with her. This is bullshit, man. You can't see past what? What is there to fall in love with? Like I said, if he was an average guy, I could see him falling in love with her, you know, but he's not. He's not. It's the same thing in Sex and the City. What the fuck would Big fall in love with Carrie Bradshaw for? I don't get it, other than her personality. But let's face it, I mean, a guy like him, who's good looking, rich, fucking cultured, smart, popular, you know, high in society, you know, he's not going to pick a fucking 38-year-old woman to marry. He's going to pick a fucking 25-year-old woman to marry. You know, it's just, anyway. Yeah, exactly. But, you know, yeah, it's lollipop land. Go figure. All right. So that's going on here. To live for. So they decide to go out and do some shit they've never done before, okay? So that counts as a thing. She's never been out in the morning walking around with a guy, so that counts for her. That's something she's never done before. And then he's never been to Tiffany's. So, of course, they're going there because now it's open, all right? So she brings him into Tiffany's, okay, in her fucking sequel squirrel outfit. And they go in there, and he's looking around, and she's looking around. Oh, my God, you see how lovely it is here, Fred, darling? Nothing bad can ever happen here. No. Yeah, except go bankrupt. Yeah, you can do that. You can spend more money than you have there and lose everything. That can happen there. Okay, so they go to Tiffany. I don't like Tiffany's, okay? I got a bad history with Tiffany's, okay? They still got the fucking aquamarine fucking boxes where they put the shit in. Anyway, so she explains how she loves it there, you know, but we already knew that. She mentioned that earlier in the beginning. Nothing in the whole world makes her feel like Tiffany's. If she ever finds a person or a place that makes her feel like Tiffany's does, she's going to settle down. Okay, she's going to give the cat a name and buy some furniture. That's what she said earlier in the movie, okay? Tiffany's. He didn't ask her to tell her what she liked or didn't like in the beginning of the movie. She just decided to tell him for no fucking reason because he's a stranger and he's standing there. Okay, so he knows this, all right? And then she starts talking about the store. Like, I don't even care. I don't even give a fig about jewelry. Except for diamonds. I love diamonds, you know? But, you know, it's too tacky to wear diamonds before you're 40, you know, because she's like 31, all right? We actually don't know how old she is in this movie. Audrey Hepburn was 31 when she filmed this movie, but the character in the book was 18, 19 years old, okay? And in the book, all this shit took place in 1943. It didn't take place in 1958 when the book was written, okay? And it sure as fuck didn't take place in 1961 when the movie was made, all right? So that's going on. She doesn't want, you know, so like diamonds are tacky, okay? So she says, you know what, Fred? Because you are such a dear friend to me, I will allow you to buy me a gift. But it must be under $10 because you don't have a lot of money. You're a broke dick bitch. And he's like, well, I got a $50 check and then I got $10 in cash. Okay. If you'll let me do it, I'll buy you something from Tiffany. So they go up to the clerk there, who's some British guy, this older guy. He's going bald, you know, but he's still got the comb over thing. I know, you know, yeah. He doesn't want to shave. I guess they didn't do that in the 60s. And he's a British guy, I guess, working at a Tiffany's in New York. And it's going to help you. He's like, yes. We were hoping to purchase something within a certain range. Well, approximately, what is the range? About $10. $10. Our selection is quite limited at that range. But here, there's this silver-plated telephone ringer. She's like, oh, it's so handsome, but do you have something a little bit more romantic? Oh, the difficulty would be in that price range. He's like, well, you do engraving here, right? That's what Paul says. You do engraving here. Yes, we do, but you do understand that in order for us to engrave something for you, you would actually have to purchase an item. So you understand the difficulty. He's like, oh yeah, well look, I have this here. And he pulls out a ring. He's like, oh, let's see. Oh, you did not purchase this at Tiffany's. He's like, no, I did not. I actually found it in a box of Cracker Jacks. I'm not fucking kidding. This is the same box of Cracker Jacks that fucking Daco Lightly was eating when he met him the other day. Okay, he was following him and chewing on a box of Cracker Jacks, and then he offered him the prize. Every Cracker Jack box has a prize in it, right? So he offered him the prize in the bottom of the box, and he kept it. It was a plastic fucking ring. Okay, he wants to fucking have it engraved and give it to Holly. Fucking that he got from a box of Cracker Jacks. Well, I cannot fucking believe this. This was not even in the story. This was not in the book. This did not fucking happen in the book. This is Blake Edwards, the director, all the way. The guy that rewrote the script. Okay, George Axelrod, the fucker that wrote this script, he changed it from a gay guy being friends with a prostitute to being a male gigolo who fell in love with a prostitute. Okay, he changed all this. This was not in the fucking book, all right? Anyway. So he tells him, okay, and then, believe it or not, the clerk is familiar with Kirk. Do they still put prizes in there? He's like, yes, they do. That's where I got the ring, from a box of Cracker Jacks. Those are where you got your personality, you dumb fucking bland bitch. You're like the acting equivalent of fucking white bread, dude. What the fuck? No personality, no acting range. You're better off as Hannibal Smith, okay? Not as fucking Fred, as Paul Varjak. You're no fucking Paul Varjak. You're just a fucking nothing, okay? Yeah. Anyway, he shows him the rings, and then all of a sudden, the clerk there, he explains the values. All of a sudden, he goes on this little tangent about the values of solidarity. and continuity with the past. Like we needed to hear this shit about a fucking little plastic Cracker Jack box ring. Get the fuck out of here. But they do. Well, the reason they did it was I'm pretty sure Tiffany's shelled out some money. This movie is basically an hour and a half commercial for Tiffany's jewelry store. It's a real store. We all know that. Okay, so I'm pretty sure they offered up a lot of money. You better make sure our store looks fucking good. Okay, so basically they turned Tiffany's into the adult equivalent of Disneyland in this movie. It's not just a fucking place. It's a state of mind. Okay, I mean, you can't do better advertisement than that. All right. So yeah. So of course, any experience these characters have inside Tiffany's, which I'm pretty sure paid a lot of money for this movie, it's going to be a positive one. Okay. So they're going to make you think that you can go in there too. Your broke ass can go in Tiffany's with a fucking plastic ring from a Cracker Jack box, and they will engrave it for you, and they will treat you like a high rolling customer. Get the fuck out of here. I've been in sales. That ain't the way it fucking works. Not at all. Okay. So that's going on here, and he says, well, you'll find out here that at Tiffany's we're very accommodating. Absolutely. We will engrave this plastic Cracker Jack ring for you. And then after we've done it with the initials, you can take it and shove it up your asshole. He's like, good. Thank you very much. We knew we could count on you. Everybody, go to Tiffany's. And then they leave. Okay, so maybe I paraphrased a little of that, okay? But basically that's what happened, all right? So there's something he's never done. He went to Tiffany's, okay? Okay, so the next thing they decide to do is he says, okay, it's my turn now. Holly, we're going to go to the library. So they go to the library, the New York Public Library. Same one from Ghostbusters, the beginning of Ghostbusters. They go there. Okay, and she's never been in the library. In fact, I doubt she even knew there was such a thing as a library. Okay, so she goes in there with, where are all the books? You're in the fucking entrance, for Christ's sake. Yeah, that's how smart she is. Okay, so... yeah, so they go to the library, okay, and he takes her there. Okay, this is gonna be she mentioned this is the second thing today that she's done today that she's never done before. Okay, the first one was walking that early in the morning on Fifth Avenue, and the second one is going to the library. She's never been in the library before. Obviously not. She's from fucking Tulip, Texas. All right. So anyway, so she goes there, okay, and he explains to her the fucking how the card catalog system works. Okay, this is before the internet. Okay, there was no internet. You actually had to when I was a little kid, you actually had to pull out a thing that had all the cards in there. The Dewey Decimal. He's trying to explain to her the Dewey Decimal System. Okay. And he looks up his name. He goes, oh, look, there's Varjack Paul. And the book here is 9 Lives. Okay, that's the book that he wrote that nobody fucking bought. But the library has a copy of it. So he's basically trying to brag and show off the book. And he already showed her the book. He actually gave her a copy of the book, and she didn't fucking, for free, and she didn't read it either. Okay, he's there. So they pull it up. Okay, and they pull out the card catalog, they write down the Dewey Decimal number, and they give it to the librarian. They wait in line for the book, and the librarian finally produces the book. Okay, and when she does now, the librarian's an older lady. She's a stuffy older lady. Okay, and Holly keeps talking. You know, in the library, you're not supposed to talk. Okay, even though it's completely unrealistic. I've been to a library plenty of times myself, and no one ever told me shh. No one ever did that to me, okay? But you see it in the fucking movies. You can't have a scene in a library in any fucking movie where there isn't somebody there that tells them shh. You know, like that, even though that doesn't happen in real life. Okay, so anyways, he gets the fucking book there. And of course, Holly starts bragging to the librarian, Miss I don't give a shit. Oh my God, do you know that he wrote this book? This book was says right here. It's written by Paul Barczyk. This is Paul Barczyk right here. Oh my God, he wrote it. He actually wrote this book. This is a book written by him. He's the author. He's the author. That's his name right there in the book. That's him right there. And Paul's like, I know. Yeah, yes. You know, he should be allowed to read it out loud. He actually wrote the book. Did you know that? Did you know that he wrote the book? And the library's like, shh. Okay. You know what you should do? You should sign. You know, Paul, sign. Fred, darling, sign it. You should sign it. He's like, I'll sign it. I think I'll sign it. So he starts writing down a whole fucking sentence. The librarian's like, you're defacing public property. You know, it's like, oh, he wrote the book, though. He wrote it. You know, and they leave the book there and they walk out of there. Okay, very embarrassing. Okay, not for Holly. I think it was embarrassing for the librarian. And not for Paul, because he's just getting his ego stroked here, because he ain't getting nothing else stroked. All right. Yeah, so he autographs it, you know, and they're asked to leave. Okay, they decide to leave. Okay, without the book. Okay, because obviously he already read it, and she ain't never gonna fucking read it. She don't give a shit about the book. Okay. So the next thing they do is they go to a 5 and dime store, which is the equivalent of a fucking dollar store. Okay, they go to a 5 and dime store, and she asks Paul, "Have you ever stolen anything?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "Oh, well, I have." You ever stolen anything from a five and dime? He's like, no. He's like, yes, well, I still do sometimes, just to keep my hand in. I like to remember where I'm from. So she's shoplifting. She's bragging about shoplifting, okay? Yeah, that's what you want to do when you're on a fucking date, is go shoplifting. That's a good fucking idea. So anyway, they go into the five and dime store, okay? And there's all these people in there, and they're making a fool of themselves. Like, they just grab, like she grabs this little fucking bugle horn. This is a cardboard bugle horn. She blows into it, and people look, and then she puts it down. After it's been in her mouth, she puts it down back there. Like, what the fuck? You put it in your mouth and you're not going to buy it? Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, she does attract the attention of the fucking clerk, the cashier, and there's a fucking security guard in the goddamn dollar store. A fucking security guard in the there's no security guard at fucking Tiffany's, but there's a security guard at the fucking dollar store. Are you out of your fucking mind? You really expect me to believe this? Okay, so they're walking around, touching things. At one point, she takes off her brown furry hat and puts it on top of a fishbowl and tries to pick it up. But then she decides, nah, it's too risky, and she puts it back down, okay? So they're actually walking around trying to find something to steal. And the security guard, okay, is just like, like that. You know, what the fuck, man? You know, and they're completely aware. They keep making eye contact with the security guard, which is not suspicious at all. Okay, it's just a bullshit scene. It's just there for levity, but we don't really need it. Anyway, the point is they go up there and they find two masks. Two masks. One's of a dog and one's of a cat. Some cartoon masks. So they put them on real slowly, and then nonchalantly, very quietly start walking out the store. Yes, I said walk. They did not run out of the store. They walked. Okay, wearing these fucking masks that they just picked up from the shelf and started wearing and walked out the door. Okay, nobody noticed them. In a dog and cat mask walking out of the fucking five and dime store. Okay, not even the fucking security guard. Okay, they walk on. Once they're out completely outside of the store, then they bolt. They bolt across the street, and they run right into a cop wearing their masks. The cop finds nothing suspicious at all. They just ran out of a fucking five and dime store wearing two masks on their face. Okay, yeah, not suspicious at all, and he just lets them go, and they just keep running, and they're giddy and they're laughing. You know, anyway, they make it back to their fucking apartment, and of course, they forgot the key. No, they both remember the key this time. They get to their doorway there, and they're both giddy and laugh. Oh my God, oh my God. And then he takes off his mask, and she takes off her mask, and they just look at each other laughing, you know, because they got their fucking key. Okay, and they look at each other. He's just like, and she's just like, and they go. He goes to her and gives her the most fucking, I'm really gay, but I gotta pretend to be straight, kiss that I've ever seen in my fucking life. All right, yeah, so they make out. Okay, and then they segue to another scene, okay? So they're not gonna show this because it's 1961, but we know what happens. This is the way they did it in the old movies, okay? They never actually showed them having sex or anything like that. Well, what happened is they would kiss each other, the camera would go to black, and the very next scene, he's sitting there eating breakfast and she's fucking making him coffee and shit. That's how they used to do it back in the old days. Well, it's the same shit here, okay? They kiss each other for the first time, even though it's a very fucking platonic-like kiss. They kiss each other for the first time. And then the very next scenes, he's waking up in his expensive, I guess he fucks in his pajamas. Okay, they look expensive. Okay, he wakes up in his fucking expensive pajamas, in his expensive silver sheets. And he looks over, his hair is actually messed up now. Holy shit. How the fuck did that happen? And he looks over his bed, the other side of his bed is empty. Okay, but then he looks at the fucking statue, the gold statue that he has in his bedroom. And there's two masks on there. There's a cat mask on there, and there's the dog mask on there. So that's how you know that she spent the night with him, and she left her mask in his bedroom. How else was she in his bedroom? You see, that's how they did it back in the day. So you know he fucked her last night. So finally, he fucked someone other than his fucking sugar mama, okay? So we know what that means, okay? Whenever a male gigolo actually has sex with a woman, that immediately means that he is now in love with her, and that she's going to be monogamous to him. Okay, that's what always happens, okay? And that's what's going to happen here too, okay? But I will get back to that in the next video. I thank you very much for watching this long, and I will see you soon on the next one.